Hello comrades, this is Tavi, doing an Empire Total War commentary. I am playing as the Russians, so it's only right for me to do a Russian accent. My troops, I have 2 squadrons of Kalmucks, the other one is currently here. I've got 2 squadrons of Cossack Ataman cavalry, which are melee cavalry, and 2 squadrons of Cossacks. I also have 6 Cossack infantry battalions, 1 general's bodyguard, and these traditional Russian units. So the infantry, Gorodskie Streltsy and Vybornie Streltsy. I don't actually know what these words mean, but tell me guys if you like my Russian accent. So basically that's my troops. I stationed all my cavalry on the left, apart from these Vybornie Streltsy, which are very basic, not very good at all, I would say. So I stationed them as my kind of reserves, basically, on the right here. My opponent, which don't actually remember his name, so when the deployment phase finishes I can tell you what he deployed. But basically my battle plan was to go flank him through these trees on the left flank and get his army from behind over here, or even on the flank, depending if he was defending or attacking me. This map is the Siberian Plateau. It's an ice hosting, so I added in some slight snowfall, and since Siberia is in Russia, I just decided to fight on that map. I also release other Total War videos, Rome Total War, Shogun Total War, so you can check them out too if you like this commentary. And for those that are telling me to get a new mic on almost every video, I will be getting one soon, so stay tuned. And in a few weeks, hopefully, my voice quality will be better. So, my opponent, he is... oh god, doesn't even say. I think I should have written it down. But it doesn't matter who my opponent is, he's anonymous. He has some artillery. He has 3 Iber horse artillery. God, I don't even know what this means. But he's got 3 squadrons of those horse artillery. So he moves his troops up on even ground with me. He also has line infantry. I think he's got 3 battalions of those just up here, and 3 light infantry. He's also got his regiment of horse, 2 of those, general's bodyguard with his general here, and he has another general bodyguard over here on the left flank. I don't know what his plan was, but he basically moved him there. He also has 2 Yeomanry. Tell me if I'm pronouncing these things right. They are melee cavalry. So he charges my superior cavalry force on the left here. I'm moving my Kalmucks, which have fire at will mode on, and they are on skirmish mode. So they retreat from the charge and reduce their numbers slightly. So one already is wavering, even they've not even engaged yet. I move one of my Cossack Ataman cavalry here to flank them. Other guys here, and also my Cossacks have some experience points since I had some money left after I made this army. So he catches my Ataman cavalry and Kalmucks. So one of his squadrons, the other one routes. So I just switch all my units here into melee, apart from my Kalmucks. I don't want to lose them. And I charge his Yeomanry, which gets slaughtered. Here's some battle for you. my Cossacks dueling these Great British troops, and I think that was one of their guys just falling. So they were out. They're already right. On the other side of this battle, nothing's really happening, so I could focus on that little fight there. I just move in my troops closer to his, and he starts firing artillery at me. But right now, they're not doing any damage at all. I wasn't even aware he was shooting, but he did shoot once with one of his cannons. So I just waited with my main force until I get my cavalry on his left flank. So I advance here, and I tell them to go somewhere here. While this is happening, I'm not doing anything. But I will be moving my Cossack infantry closer. See, now I am closer in. Around here, this artillery starts firing at me. I take minimal losses. There, one guy died. So I'm not really bothered. I never choose artillery. Don't see much point in it in a battle like this, especially. So I could invest the money that he spent on his artillery into my cavalry and infantry. I also charge in with my Kalmucks to shoot at his light infantry. Well, actually, I told them to attack this regiment of horse. So while this is happening, I move in with the rest of my cavalry right behind in his rear, and I attack with my Cossack infantry. That was terrible. That was a terrible accent. My Cossack infantry. That's the one. I found my Russian accent finally. But anyway, I think hopefully you'll agree that was a bit better. So one of my Kalmucks actually routed. His light infantry did give them a beating, but they only focus on one squadron, so I have the other one intact, with no losses actually. So 5 units remaining out of the 6 of them, a few minimal losses from the previous encounter. But I charge in with my Cossacks to shoot at his light infantry and keep my Ataman cavalry in reserve. I also I knew I had a superior infantry and cavalry force actually at this point, because he had his artillery, which weren't very useful. They were shooting their grape shot at me, I think. Yep, I think that was grape shot. Whoa, what the hell has happened there? I don't know. What a glitch. Well, he's just standing here while this is going on. Another Kalmuk squadron routes. So that's all my Kalmuks routed by these light infantry. So I do a charge with my Cossack infantry and my Cossack Ataman cavalry and the Cossacks. His regiment of horse, I don't know why I keep saying horse, it's horse, is actually winning slightly against my Russian comrades, which is not very good news for me, because I thought I would destroy his regiment of horse and go on to his artillery. So I charge in, and before one Cossack infantry can charge in, they already rout. That's fine. Actually 2. I wasn't even aware of that. And he also has his cavalry generals getting charged by my Gorodsky Streltsy and the other Streltsy. Whatever that means. I guess it means something like militia. I don't know. It's just a random guess. So the cavalry generals do get destroyed. And this is actually quite looking bleak for me. I charge in my general's bodyguard into his regiment of horse. He set up his pikes, expecting me to charge, but I charge with my infantry, so it's fine. Cossack infantry. And there is, his general died. Over here. my Streltsy prevailed against his general's bodyguard, which were pretty useless. They're not trained for this kind of combat, I would say. They're just meant to be sent in at crucial moments. So I actually destroy one of his flanks here, but his line infantry here is still holding on and shooting at my Streltsy. I chase with one of my Athman cavalry, but then tell them to charge back in here. The enemy light infantry is still fighting my Cossack infantry, but because their general died, the whole morale of the army went down a lot. So you can see all his artillery units routing. I charge into the back of these light infantry with my Cossacks, and this is hell for them. This is hell for the Britons. That's what happens when you invade Russian soil. When you invade the motherland, there is no mercy. And there's one of his light infantry units, experienced, but they get destroyed. So my Streltsy units actually did a good job. They killed the general, and that's the end of the battle. I hope I showed you enough of close combat, although a lot of things were happening, so I never zoom into close combat. But you can see my general's bodyguard here, and actually my general, Tavi the Terrible. There's my general, charging and destroying these light infantry. So I was the victor of this battle. I had a decent amount of men compared to him, 300 more, but then he probably invested a lot into his cannons, probably cost him a lot. Enemy killed, he actually killed more men than me. I had more losses, but the number of my troops decided who would win that battle. I had these Athman cavalry already experienced, and one Cossack infantry got an experienced chevron. Doesn't really matter. I don't even know why I'm showing you this, but it is Marco Rauber who I was fighting, as he was the Britons. So good game to him. Better luck next time, and I'll see you guys in the next battle. Goodbye, comrades. Remember to subscribe for more battles, and like if you appreciate my Russian accent.